Hey YouTube, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to wire in an aftermarket amplifier and subwoofer into a factory system. This can be applied to pretty much any car, but this is going to be specifically on a Lexus Lc500. I've done this method on the Lexus Lc500 and the GX470 as well. Pretty simple and straightforward, and especially on this Lc500. So the basic premise is subwoofer, factory subwoofer in there, which you gain access through the inside. There's a factory amp, which is under here, Mark Levinson amp, and it goes out to the speakers. You can disconnect the speaker, convert those wires into RCAs, as you'll see right here. These are, converted. That'll go directly into the amp. On the Lc500, the battery is right here. Easy access, great. You don't have to run 18 feet of power wire. I found a good spot over here on the right-hand side that the amp can fit under. The amp I got is the JL XD600 by 1 mono amp, and I'll be using it to power a JL TW3 12-inch or dual 10. So I'm actually going to run a test of both so that people can see and hear the differences in my analysis of that. Anyway, okay, so power wire goes into the amp, ground wire goes to ground, these RCAs go into the amp, and then it'll just be speaker wires out of the amp into the sub box, which will be here. And then one last thing, to tap into the remote turn on, there's a fuse box here or a fuse box here. And I will go over which one I ultimately use. I'll probably find the radio one or something. And then you just do add a fuse, which is a little fuse with a wire on it that you connect your wire to, and then it allows a spot for the original fuse to go in. So pretty straightforward. I'll explain in more detail, if anyone has any questions, but basic premise is you're just tapping that subwoofer factory wire into your amp, power into your amp, and then your new amp back to your subwoofer system right here. So should be pretty straightforward. On the Lc500, I found this to be the easiest install out of any of the vehicles I've had before. All right, this is the inside of the Mark Levinson subwoofer system in the Lc500. So this will apply to other vehicles, but to give you a sense with the Lc500, once you take off, this grill, which just snaps out of place, and then remove these 4 screws and remove the subwoofer, it'll give you access to this connector. On my LS460, it was a dual voice coil, so you'll see sometimes 4 wires. On this one, it's 2. What you do too is hook up a voltmeter to the leads, play the stereo, and then you'll get a reading on here of positive or negative. That way you can know which one is positive or negative. On this Lc500, this black wire is the positive, green is the negative. Here are the leads to the RCAs. There's RCAs on the other side of this that I made. And sorry, one sec. And then what I'll be doing is, since I want to retain this connector, I know this is a little janky, not ideal, but I'm going to put these leads into the connector and secure that. And then that way I'll get this converted from high level speaker level inputs to RCAs right into the amp. Now there are people that will get the signal directly from the Mark Levinson amp. I don't happen to know what wiring that is on that amp. So if somebody wants to chime in, that would be great. But this is a great method as well. So you just pull the signal from the actual, signal into the speaker, convert that to RCA, go directly into your amp. Unless your amp actually has high level inputs, then and at that point, all you do is extend these wires into your amp. So pretty simple.